Well, hello. Welcome back to Coffee Break Blogging, episode 58. And in this one, we're going to talk about content upgrades, what they are, and how you should begin using them. Now, what is a content upgrade? I think the first place that I came across this idea was, I think his name was Brian Harris. He's over at videofruit.com, and it's not a new concept, but what I got new from Brian was that he did this on most of the blog posts that he did. Now, it's a list building strategy. And basically, you could tell by what it's called, content upgrades, that essentially what it is it gives the person an opportunity to upgrade that blog post that they just read to take it to the next level. Now, so what it is you've given them actionable information within that blog post, and then you can give them a tool that enables them to get it done quicker, an additional resource to help them get it done quicker, maybe just take the information to the next level. So you've taken them up to a certain point in the blog post, then you can take them a little further in that material in a content upgrade, whatever it might be. But the whole idea here is that it's something that they're going to want because it's extremely tightly related to the blog post that they just read. It's designed specifically to upgrade the content that they just looked at. Now, the whole idea here is it's designed to build your list. So it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, is that you want them to opt in order to receive this content upgrade. So it works out really well. Now, of course, it is additional work. I mean, if you're going to apply the strategy to every blog post, or even a majority of them, then it means that you're going to have to not only write the post and prep it for the web, but you're then going to have to turn around and create a content upgrade for it. So that it pretty much doubles the amount of work that you've got to do. But the thing is, it is extremely effective as a opt-in or list builder. And it really is the absolute most effective opt-in strategy for a blog. I have not seen anything else that works better than this on the blog itself than the content upgrade strategy. It essentially it's the perfect call to action, because if they make it down to the bottom of that blog post, or quite frankly, not even all the way to the bottom, then it shows they're obviously interested in that topic. So you're giving them the perfect opt-in offer by giving them a content upgrade. So here's what you would need to actually create the content upgrade for your blog post. First of all, you would need the lead magnet. You'd have to sit down and make it. Now, it could be a video where you show them something that you were just talking about on that blog post. It could be a checklist to help them get it done quicker. It could be a case study, whatever it is. But the whole idea here is it needs to be highly specific, and it needs to be very tightly related to that blog post, almost to the point where a lot of times it will be to the point where you literally made that lead magnet only for that blog post. Now, one little caveat here is that you can reuse these things. I mean, if you talk about the same kind of topics over and over, but just from different angles and different aspects of it, it could be that you could reuse the same lead magnet or the same content upgrade in a few different places. And that's great. It saves you some hassle for sure. But it needs to be very, very well targeted. You don't want to, don't just put any old opt-in offer at the end of that blog post. It needs to be it needs to go together with that blog post like peas and carrots, as Forrest Gump would put it. So that's the way it needs to work. So you got to create that lead magnet in whatever way, shape, or form that it would be. Now, the next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a page of some kind to give them that lead magnet. Now, I will say that is optional. The way that I do it is that I will send them through the opt-in, and then the next page that they get in their browser is going to give them the content upgrade. So in this case, I'm not actually requiring double confirmation on the email list to get that content upgrade. Now, you might want to do so. So what you could actually do is you could set up the page that gives them the content upgrade as the success page on your email opt-in form, so that they will not get it until after they actually double confirm. But a cleaner way to do it in that case would be that you don't set up a page, but you deliver it via email. So this would work well if it's a PDF. If it's a PDF that you've created for them, then you can just literally upload it into your media library inside of WordPress and then just link in an email directly to that PDF file. And then it saves you the work of having to create a page or anything like that. But obviously, if we're talking about a video or maybe you've got a few things where you got a video and then you got something to go along with it, then you're going to need a page to host it. So you'll need to create a page on your blog for that. And it's not a page which is going to show up in your navigation anywhere. They can only get to it through that opt-in form. Now, the next thing that you're going to need, this is optional as well. This is the way that I like to do it, is to have a call to action graphic. And you literally embed this graphic, this image, right at the end of the blog post. Now, what I like to do is have the image, it needs to look professional. It's full width for the blog post. And it usually will show a little image of what they're about to get, the content upgrade itself, but it's kind of faded into the background. And then over top of it, I'll have access this video or watch this video or download this PDF in big text with the icon. So if it's a PDF they're about to get, I will literally put the PDF icon on there. If it's a video, I'll put a little play button on there that makes them want to it increases click-through rates on the image. And just put that right there embedded into the post. Now, when they click on that graphic, here's the next thing you're going to have to make. They need to get an opt-in form. So here's the thing. You could create an opt-in form and have the email field and the submit button right there inside the blog post. You could do it. It will probably work just fine. Now, what I personally prefer to do is give them a link, or in my case, an image that they click on, and then it triggers the opt-in when they get it. So the easiest way to do this is to use the lead boxes functionality, which is built into lead pages. And that will allow you to do the content upgrade strategy. So you can either give them just a simple link at the bottom, or you can create this graphic that I was just telling you about. Either way, they click on it, it triggers the opt-in, and then they can opt in and get that content upgrade. Now, the last thing that you probably should put in there is some type of an email follow-up, so that when they get this content upgrade, you follow up with them via email in a day or two with something that makes sense. And it could be something as simple as, hey, what'd you think? Let me know. Shoot me an email and give me some feedback. It could be that you put them into a marketing sequence for some related product. Whatever it might be, you should probably have some follow-up. Don't just put them on your list and then they don't hear from you after the content upgrade. That would be a waste of your time. So that's the general strategy. Create a lead magnet. It's going to be small in nature. I'm not expecting you to create a 50-page ebook here. And in fact, I highly recommend against anything of the sort. A good lead magnet is going to be highly, highly specific. But then you create it for that blog post, and then you set up this little funnel for it. Now, if you want to figure out and get some help on creating the perfect lead magnet in order to speed this up, because here's the thing. If you're going to execute on this content upgrade strategy, you've got to be able to create lead magnets quickly. If the idea of creating a lead magnet is this really big, daunting thing to you, it's going to be really hard to do this strategy. So I've created an action plan over at the Academy, and it's simply called Creating an Effective Lead Magnet. I actually posted it into the vault, into the training vault 2 or 3 months ago, but it's sitting over there for you. It's got an incredibly low price point on it because I really want this one to get into as many hands as possible because, everything that we talk about from this point forward, the entire funnels that we're going to talk about, your whole business model depends on getting people to opt into your list from your blog. So that lead magnet is extremely important. So I've made the price point like just bones dead small on that. I don't do that with all my products, but on that one I did for a very specific reason. So go check it out. That's at blogmarketingacademy.com/lead magnet, and you will learn all about that particular action plan. It also happens to be one of my more popular action plans, and I'm not surprised by that. Okay, so that's the content upgrade strategy. Is highly effective in terms of building your list from your blog. One little comment I will make at the very end is that obviously if you're going to create a lead magnet for every blog post, it does increase your workload. So a good solution to this is to reduce how often you actually post to the blog. That way you're not having to work more. You will work at the same amount as you do right now. You're just going to post less often. It's not even a problem. It's a good thing. The thing is, every single thing that you put out there is now going to be highly effective for you. It's much better to put out less blog posts, but each one is really optimized to grow your business, than to put out more of them and they just kind of go out into the wind and get read by a few people and then fall back into your archives. That's not an effective use of your blog post. Each blog post that you create should be an asset for your business, and an asset that can last for a while after you've written it. And this content upgrade strategy is one way to make sure that happens. Okay, so hopefully you found that useful. I will see you in a few days with episode 59 of Coffee Break Blogging. We'll talk a little bit about user testing of all this blog stuff that we've been talking about all month here on Coffee Break Blogging. Okay, so I will see you then.